Michigan Congresswoman Lisa McClain. She is the chairwoman of the House Republican Conference. Ms. Chairwoman, thanks so much for being here this morning. What can you tell us? What's going on right now?
Well, as you reported earlier, Hakeem Jeffries is gaslighting the American people again, right? But at the end of the day, the vote is going to have to happen. And when that vote happens, we will pass the one big, beautiful bill for the American people. It is going to get done. And like you said, it just depends on how long Hakeem Jeffries wants to gaslight the American people.
I mean, do you feel that there's going to be a limit here? I mean, he's speaking for almost 3 hours. What would be your expectation in terms of when this vote happens?
Listen, they've tried every bit of shenanigans in the book to try to stall and delay the vote. So I have no idea. But I can tell you, his members are getting pretty frustrated, too. We've all been up all night. And, you're just prolonging the inevitable. But here's what's happening. We are going to avoid the largest tax increase for the American people. We are going to secure our borders, $150 billion of funding for border security. We are going to give the markets and the business owners certainty. We are going to deliver on President Trump's agenda, and not just President Trump's agenda, Maria, but the American people's agenda. This is a day of optimism. This is a day of progress, and finally, we have some hope for the American people. We believe in you, the American people. We don't believe that you need government to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So this is a very exciting day for the business owner, for the middle-class American, and I just can't wait till Hakeem gets done with his little shenanigans so we can get this on the floor and vote for the American people and get it to the president's desk.
We just spoke with the Treasury Secretary, and Scott Bessent went through some of the items that are in the bill that will impact small business, that will impact the economy. From your standpoint, what is most important in terms of the tax code changes that will impact our audience? And that's small business owners, that's individuals, as well as large business as well.
Well, what the Democrats want to say is this is a tax break for the rich. But here's a fact, you can't deny it, is if you are in the 12% tax bracket, $48,000, I wouldn't classify those as rich people, but maybe the Democrats see it differently. Your tax rate goes from 12% to 25%. That's a massive tax burden on those individuals. I can share with you, for the 600,000 small businesses in just my state of Michigan, Maria, if we didn't pass this bill, they would see their tax rates go up to 43%. Tell me how that helps the economy. It doesn't, Maria. President Trump and Republicans are for the middle class. They're for the people, not for big government.
Congressman, I want to get your take on what we heard from Scott Bessent, because one of the things that President Trump has been talking about is growth and how this bill will trigger economic growth. And in effect, in doing so, it will partly pay for the bill. What is your take on that? How will that happen?
He's right, because if you put more money in people's pockets, they spend it, right? So if businesses have certainty and their tax rates remain low, they don't get a tax increase, that means that people and businesses have more money in their pockets. And what do they do with that money? They buy things, they buy homes, they buy cars, they invest in their business. Or what the Democrats want you to do is give it to the government, where they tax you one time on that dollar. So this jumpstarts, this ignites the economy, and people have excitement again. They want to go on vacation. They begin to plan for the future. They begin to invest in businesses, and that creates a money flow. And that is a good thing to jumpstart the economy.
Okay, here's the Treasury Secretary with me just a few moments ago. Watch this. In terms of this $9 trillion in debt that is coming due this year, not to mention the debt and deficits that many lawmakers have mentioned in the big, beautiful bill. What are the plans for the $9 trillion?
Maria, we've seen great demand from both domestic and overseas investors for U.S. debt. We will make our decision on how to term the debt out over the next couple of months. But I can tell you right now, the short-term rates, 2-year rates are telling us that the overnight rate is too high, and we're gonna take that into account. But our debt management process is very regular, very methodical. But we are going to take these contingencies into account.
And what would be an appropriate growth level that we should expect for the second half or for 2026?
Yeah,
economic growth.
I think we could see growth in excess of 3%. We've got this great AI productivity boom. We couple that with the deregulation, these trade deals. We've got money coming in from overseas in terms of foreign direct investment in the trillions.
So, Congresswoman, a lot there in terms of growth expectations. And I know the last thing you want to talk about is another reconciliation package after what you just went through and what you're still going through right now because the vote hasn't even happened yet. But I know you'll get another bite at the apple at the end of the year in terms of another reconciliation package. What would you want to see in that package that you didn't address in this one?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more work to be done on savings and efficiencies in the government, fraud, waste, and abuse, codifying some of those executive orders. Trust me, the government does not run efficiently. So I think there's a couple things. There's reconciliation, but there's also rescission packages. And let's not forget that we have appropriations coming up. All of these are designed to reverse the course of spending. We have spent wildly. Our spending has been out of control. We've got to get the spending in line, and that's what we're doing. So I think two things that I wanted to mention, too, with Secretary Bessent as well is let's not forget about if you have more people working in the system, you actually are collecting more tax revenue, which will also help. I mean, it's just a positive all around. And the other thing is, I am just excited to get this bill done and on the floor so we can get moving to the second reconciliation, maybe even a third reconciliation of where we will begin to find more savings. This is just the beginning of what we're doing.
Well, look, we're waiting on jobs numbers this morning. They'll be out in 15 minutes' time. We'll get the Labor Department's jobs numbers for the month of June. We got weaker than expected numbers yesterday from ADP.
Yeah.
Congressman, before you go, walk us through what happens now. So you're going to get the vote. How long will that take? When do you expect this bill to get to the president's desk?
Well, I think we'll, as soon as Hakeem is done gaslighting, then Speaker Johnson will speak, and then we will put the votes on the floor, the vote on the floor. I think we have the votes, and we'll keep it open, probably 15 minutes, maybe a half an hour. We'll do a press conference, we'll sign the bill, and then we'll ship it over to the president's desk. He wants to have this bill on his desk ASAP so he can deliver for the American people. So whether it's this afternoon or first thing in the morning, we will have it on the president's desk before July 4th.
All right. We will leave it there. Congresswoman, we're watching your work, of course. We so appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.